Saturday's game is a happy, sad day because it's senior day. Guys that have, on my right, Tim Shelton, been in the program for 5 years as a fifth-year senior in grad school. And Garrett Green, to my left, who's a first-year, fifth-year grad school senior. I think it's fitting that they're here today, not only because it's senior day, but because of the impact they had on us getting out of a 3-game skid and helping us get a victory last night against Wyoming. So I will just reiterate what we said all along. Tim, for 5 years, has been the epitome of a student athlete, doing everything the right way, persevering, never complaining, smile on his face, nice to everyone, winner. And that wears well on everybody. So we're appreciative for what he's done. And Garrett, my only regret with Garrett is that I didn't have him for 5 years. He's come in, fit in, done everything he's been asked, been ready, and performed. And we're very appreciative for both of these young guys as they play their last home game at Viejas. Anything for Tim or Garrett?
Tim, how emotional do you think you're going to be on Saturday before the game?
I'm not sure. I feel like when that moment comes, it comes. For now, I'm trying to just, focus on the game plan and getting that win. And, I'm very anxious for Saturday because I still have that taste in my mouth from what happened when we were over there. So it's going to be, a good feeling. It's going to be fun. Garrett and I are going to lead the I Believe chant. And it'll be special.
Has that sense of finality crept in even in the back of your mind as you kind of go through these last couple home games?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's been one of those things I've said since since 5 games left. I've been telling the guys in the huddle, hey, I've only got 5 games left. I'm gonna need this one from you guys. I'm gonna need all your energy, your effort, your heart. They understand. And, there's been a lot of excitement about, next year, and people already talk about next year. But I'm telling the guys, hey, me and Garrett still got this year, man. I know you guys got next year, but, we're still excited and we still want to do big things. So let's keep it pushing.
Is it too early to ask about fondest memories, or should we ask you at the end of the season?
You can ask me at the end of the season.
Coach, can you kind of encapsulate Tim's impact on this program, not only as a leader, as an on-court presence, off-court presence over the last 5 years, and his perseverance through all these newcomers?
Tim epitomizes what you want in a son, in a member of any organization. He's selfless. He's focused always on the goal, which is the team, the team, the team. What can I do to help the team? Everybody says it up here, but very few practice it and truly believe it the way Tim does. To see him come back and have the kind of senior year, this his 5th year, that he has, is a testament to Tim. What he's done to allow himself to play, nobody knows how hard he's worked off the court, in the whirlpool, with Tom Abdenar, doing everything possible to be ready on game day. And it does not go unnoticed by those of us who are with him every day. He's a winner through and through, and he will always be one of the fondest memories that I have of my tenure at San Diego State.
Did your niece still bark at you?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. It's been challenging, but like Coach said, with Tom, man, Tom has been amazing this year. I actually, he stayed with me last night after the game. I was probably here until about 11. Got in the ice bath, deep tissue massage, and then he woke up this morning again for me, and we got back in the ice bath this morning at 8. So, just a lot of doing the little things, and a lot of pointers. He showed me his little trick with the Epsom salt bath and the green rubbing alcohol. Just trying to make my body feel better, and just working with me with therapy, and just always being willing, to keep his phone on, or, keep the door open for me whenever I need to do. He's just been very helpful, and, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things I'm doing without that effort.
Garrett, can you give us your reaction here to your senior situation? I'm just thrilled to be here at San Diego State. I'm absolutely amazed of the coaching staff and the players and the energy they bring out on the court every day. I'm having fun. It's my last year as a senior, and I'm definitely finishing this storybook on a good note. And we're just trying to keep on winning and keep it going. And I'm having fun doing it. There's no better feeling than enjoying what you're doing out here, and nothing but positive things to say.
Terrific game last night. There's some thought that maybe you should sprain your other ankle.
I heard that joke a couple of times. Yeah, that's funny. Tom Abdenard's done a great job. He's a magician inside the training room. He's shown us a lot of his little NBA tricks, and my ankle feels good. So just keep on coming out here and practicing and getting better and getting ready for Colorado State.
Garrett, we had you on our show with Josh and Sherrod maybe a month or so ago, and you were talking about your game coming into San Diego State, what you did in the past and what you were asked to do when you came here. How has the process been this season here, going in kind of like what you had in your game yesterday?
For every team, you just transition your game, and I just want to be able to play my role, and whatever Coach Fisher asks me to do, I just want to be able to do it to my best ability, and I believe in him fully. And so if he goes and says, go get as many rebounds as you can out there, and that's what I want you to do, then that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I believe in him and I believe in him.
That dunk yesterday had a lot of motion behind it. Is that just kind of like, hey, look, this is what I can do? Just give the ball a great pass and just finish it off?
Just finishing strong around the rim. If you lay it in, there's chances it might not go in the basket, and if you throw it down with authority, the adrenaline starts kicking in, and fans love it. So I just try to be aggressive every single time I touch the ball, and you get some dunks here and there, sparks up the crowd a little bit.
You guys lost a handful of games last year, Tim, but this season with this particular group and how you guys have, regardless of the expectations that you guys have played so consistently well, has there been a sense of gratification with this group performing as well as you have?
Most definitely, especially looking back at the lack of expectation from the outside looking in, and it's weird to say, but you're almost kind of happy that people are disappointed when they hear you lose. You know what I mean? So we want to continue to have that expectation and to raise that bar. So that's what we plan to continue doing, and with the success of the program and the atmosphere continuing to build and high-profile players coming in, I don't see that stopping anytime soon.
I mean, you guys have been on this 21 kick for pretty much your entire tenure here, but to see the evolution of the home crowd environment from, even from what it was like in non-conference games in 07, 08, and then all the way to here, can you kind of talk about the evolution of the crowd and how cool it's been to see the campus and the community get behind it?
Yeah, most definitely. It's been amazing to be a part of. Back when it was Cox Arena and we were playing Division II or NAIA schools, we might get hopefully half of the arena filled up. But to see that progression from NIT appearance, NIT Final Four, NCAA appearance to Sweet 16, and to see the continual growth in the stands, and to playing a San Diego Christian, and no offense to them, but to be able to have a packed house against San Diego Christian or a Division or 3 team, then it just goes to show that the fans want to see it no matter who we're playing, and they're excited and they love their team.
Tim and Garrett, Coach likes to say tradition never graduates. Are you guys kind of excited to lead the I Believe chant on Saturday and maybe start up a new tradition on senior night?
Oh, absolutely. Me and Tim were just thinking about it, and we were just saying it jokingly, and then we were like, well, that'd be a great idea to just finish that as the last chant, because whenever I hear the I Believe chant, I get the goosebumps throughout my whole body. I'm like, wouldn't that be just great to just be in the head of it, just saying I believe? And I was talking to Tim about it, and we're like, let's do it. Why don't you just do it on senior night? And so it'd be a good way to end our last home game.
Coach, what were your thoughts when they approached you about and asked you if they could lead the chant?
We didn't ask him.
They went to the head of the class. They went to Mike Day, sports information director. I had no choice.
Hey, Coach, can we lead the I Believe chant?
In my younger days, I would have said absolutely not. And now I say, why not? For anyone, regardless of how the game goes, to say, well, they didn't play well because they weren't focused because they did this, is carping and doesn't have a clue what they're talking about. We have that transition between the final horn and the tip-off where there's a lot of standing and looking and watching what's going to be on the video, who's going to sing the anthem, and then their team, then our. So I thought it was kind of neat when I was approached. I would not have thought of it, but I know that the two of them will be excited to do it, but also be in tune with the game plan and be ready to play when that tip goes up.
Coach, you already have your graduate assistant for next year. Do you think you hired a good one?
I think, yes, I do think that. Yeah, Tim is a lot like John Wayne in many ways. He's that strong, silent type that at times doesn't say enough. But when he speaks with authority. And sometimes guys like me talk too much. So I think Tim will bring a nice balance to what we're doing. And I would never worry about how he would interact in a staff meeting and on a practice floor. We got a guy that's a keeper, and we want to keep all our guys around as long as we can.
Coach, besides the senior night on Saturday, I mean, you guys are playing Colorado State, sort of the team that started the slide. You know, you guys are getting on. Is there anything more in the game that you want to make a statement? That good victory against them sort of show that you guys are back on track?
I don't know that I would say Colorado State started our slide. They pounded us good when we played them. They're a good team. Just look at their New Mexico highlight tape. They are saying if they win in here, they are going to lock in they'll be off the proverbial bubble and be in that mix for good. It'll be a good game. They're good. They're well coached. They're hard to guard. They shoot the ball very well. They were 23 for 23 from the free throw line against us at their place. They don't beat themselves. We have them at home. We have them at home with a very good team ourselves. So I know we'll be ready to play. I know that we'll be ready to play. And to say that we don't remember would be foolish. We remember getting beat 17 points. We remember that. But to say that's going to be our battle cry, that's crazy. We have to know how we want to guard and what we want to do offensively, and we need to come out and play like crazy. And I do believe that we will.
After Colorado State won, their fans, of course, stormed the court. Do you take anything like that personal or frustrational, or do you kind of take that maybe as like a compliment where they hold you guys with such high regard and respect that if they defeat you, they make a big celebration?
It's a disrespectful way to show respect. Basically, it's like how you can put it. You see nationally ranked teams getting beat. People like to storm the court. So they stormed the court on us. It's something we're not going to forget, and we're going to be thinking about what we play on Saturday.
Coach, you mentioned on TV yesterday after the game about the swagger, and you may not have had it during the losing streak, and maybe a win might have brought it back. Is the swagger back in the team, or is that something you just wait to see at game time?
I'm going to go back to your question that Tim answered. I remember the year 2000 when we'd gone a year and a half without a road win, and we won at Loyola Marymount. And I stormed the court with 5 fans we had in the stands. So there's nothing wrong with that. After you get expectations raised, I think you say we're supposed to win. And I think we could win a game against anybody in this building, and we'd storm the show. We'd run over to show our love for the show. That's what our kids would do. With reference to swagger, I think you gotta have a feeling that you're good, and when you do, it shows. And you have to walk that line, that fine balance between confidence and conceit and belief and cockiness. It's a fine line. But you have to have the look and feel that I think I'm better than they are. We have to have that. And I think when we have shot as poorly as we have in stretches, you sometimes start to wonder and doubt, and one little miss by someone else leads to the next guy saying, man, oh man, are we going to be like, you have to believe you're going to make shots. And winning helps you do that. And the way we stormed out in that overtime, I believe will help us start the game against Colorado State.
Did you have an inkling that overtime was going to go that way? Was there any kind of tone in the huddle before the overtime that might have suggested that what was going to play out was going to play out? Or what do you think led to that in terms of the overtime period, Coach?
I always think that we're gonna come out strong. I think sometimes the way a game ends to put it into overtime has an impact on what's going to happen. So from that standpoint, you would think maybe Wyoming having hit a three to tie it, us missing the shot at the end, them having a couple of tries at the end. But I heard Tony Bland tell our guys, it's our time now. We got them now. And I kind of heard the guys say a little bit that same tone. I'm sure they were saying the same thing in their huddle. You have to make plays. You have to perform. And it started out in a positive note. Jamal forces his way inside, shoots over a guy, misses it, and puts his own shot in. Comes down, steal, basket foul, three-point play. Chase misses, steals the ball, gets a layup, and all of a sudden we got 7 points in minute 10, and we hadn't had 7 points in 20 minutes in some stages of the game.
Coach, you both these guys mentioned Tom and the work he's done all season. Can you just talk a little bit about, you've been around trainers before, but how good is he and how instrumental he's been in getting these guys back quicker than maybe what now?
Tom Abdenire, I knew Tom a little bit. I knew his brother quite well from his days as he's still the head trainer of the Detroit Pistons. Mike is. They're people persons. They're people. They care about people. They laugh easily. They smile. They're engaging. They care. And Tom is tremendous. He comes with a pedigree. He spent a long time in the NBA where every player that laces his shoes up wants to go. So he's believable. When he says you're being taped, they don't try to run out without getting taped. They know that that's what needs to be done. But he goes above and beyond, and these guys know better than I do. But I know, but they really know. He takes care of them the right way. He's always thinking, what can I do to make sure that I'm looking out, A, for their best interest, but 1A, to get them on the floor. And he's been magnificent for us in every possible regard.
Has he got guys on the floor quicker than has it even amazed you how quickly he's got some of these guys, like Garrett last night?
I'm amazed with what he's done, and it's not all him. I mean, it's been Garrett religiously taking that machine home and icing it when nobody was watching, and Tim, as he said, 8 a.m. Cold baths and all of that stuff. But he's the one that says, here's what you have to do. Here's what we have to do. And they've done it. And they've done it. In closing on our part, I think as a program, we would like to congratulate Beth Burns and our Lady Aztec team on the phenomenal run that they're in right now. They have clinched an outright championship. They've already done what we want to do or wanted to do, and they're going to hang a banner. And I know they've got greater expectations, but we're very proud of what they've done. And I think there's mutual respect for one another's programs that runs very deep, and it's not showy, it's genuine. So we're extremely happy for the women's team and wish them great success as they move forward in closing their season.